Welcome back to the Football Slip. My name is Robinson Okenya. Remember, we are Moses Wahisi and Hassan Juma, and we are taking a look at what will be transpiring this weekend in different leagues across the world. Remember, we have Stephen Mkangai, who will be giving us his predictions on, and the outcomes that he expects over this weekend, as well as Rogers Eshtemi. So before I cross over, we want to take a look at the matches that we have on the card this weekend, the 10 matches that we have chosen that we'll be giving our predictions on before I cross over to Moses Wahisi and Hassan Juma. So let's begin with the Manchester United, Atletico Madrid. They will be in action taking on Barcelona in La Liga. Man City in FA, they will be taking on Newcastle United. Manchester United, still in FA, will be taking on Liverpool. West Ham will be in action against Aston Villa. That will be the English Premier League. In Serie A, Inter Milan will be taking on Napoli. Atalanta, still in Serie A, will be taking on Fiorentina. Dortmund will be in action against Frankfurt. Rennes will be in action against Marseille. That will be in the French League 1. And then Shabana will be taking on FC Leopards. Not this weekend, but in a weekend's time. And then Homeboys will be in action against Tusker FC. That is in the FKF or Mozart Bet, if you would like. So those are the fixtures that we have for the weekend. So let's now cross over to Moses Wahisi. I know he wants to engage the gentleman, that is Mkangai and Rogers Eshtemi, on the expected outcomes of the games that we have on the cards. But remember, you can also give us your predictions for these games. The hashtag is the Football Slip, at R_Kenya, at Hassan Juma, at Moses Wahisi. Give us your predictions. What are the outcomes that you expect this weekend for this game? So, Moses Wahisi, what does Kangai and Eshtemi have to say about last week's games before getting into this week's games?
You will agree, Okenya, that it speaks to something, because the person who led had 9 games out of 10. And that is Hassan Juma. And then Robinson Okenya on his side had 8 out of 10. The sports prophet, a man that has always been hoping them for the better part of the year, had 7. And it was just a momentous kind of a dip. But things will be able to change. So at this particular time, I'll tell you, adhabu ya kaburi haijuai ni maiti. Maiti yakawa ni Moses kwa siku ya leo, lakini yatabadilika kwa sababu subra asali nao huja kwa wingi. Stephen Kangai, tupate tu maelezo kwa matarajio yako. Pengine vizia tueleze yaliyojiri katika michuano ya wiki iliyopita, siku ya Jumamosi na siku ya Jumapili, na vile wadadisi hapo walivyosema, na wewe utasema vipi kuhusu hizo mechi?
Nafurahia kuna wawekezaji wengi wamekuja katika inbox wakiniambia kwamba tumeokoa jahazi. Yaani wanachukua combination ya Juma, ya Wahisi na ya Okenya, wanaweka pamoja. Zile ambazo tumeweka ni moja na uchanganuzi wetu, wanaweka na watu walivyoona weekend iliyopita. Nafikiri kwamba sasa tutaanza kufilisisha kampuni za uwekezaji Kenya hii. Tutaanza kuumiza. Kwa sababu ukipata mtu anapata 9 out of 10 kama ni jackpot, huo ni milionea. Kwa bonus, mtu anapata 8 out of 10, hiyo ni bonus. 7 out of 10, kila mtu ni mshindi. Nafikiri ukipata mtu ambaye yuko timamu, wewe sema kwamba mtu ambaye amepata 7 ameanguka, hapana. Amepita vizuri kabisa. Kwa hivyo nafikiri wiki jana tuliona Manchester City Liverpool ilikuwa ni mechi ya kufungana, Arsenal kushinda, Manchester kushinda. Mechi ambayo wengi tuko sure nayo ni Kenya Premier League, AFC Tusker na City Stars, na umeibia siri wa Kenya kwamba ukicheza mechi za Kenya cheza na under 2.5. Hapo utavuna. Okay, si match fixing. Unajua wanasema kwamba labda tulikuwa na ni upangaji matokeo, hapana. Mechi tangu zama zile imekuwa ni under 2.5. Kwa hivyo hii ni sisi tunakuibia kwamba hata wiki ijayo under 2.5.
Rogers Eshtemi, Mkangai anasema unakubali ukubali?
I think in terms of the Kenyan Premier League or FKFPL, we'll start seeing more goals when we come closer to the end of the season. That's maybe 1 or 2 matches to close the season, because that's when people are really chasing for this title and also fighting for relegation. So they'll be no longer trying to be compact. They'll open up the game because it's season ender. So you need to show off what has remained into your belly. And looking at the European football, of course, most of the matches I'm pretty much happy you guys managed to get at least more than half of the matches. That tells you that indeed your prediction, your analysis and your research regarding to this match is always top notch. And that gives all our viewers, those who are trying to predict or trying to put their best, that indeed by you watching this show, you are going to reap more. So it's all a matter of you maybe trying, also engaging us and asking us further question. How can we try to bet? How can we not bet here? How can we maybe try to do all our researches and maybe all websites we are trying to visit and using also your minds to get the results. And at the end of the day, you'll give credit to this gentleman here because they have made your work easier. So I'm happy that Manchester won, Arsenal won, Bayern won, and Juventus drew. So in these weekend matches, I'm pretty sure we are going to get like maybe 2 guys putting it 10 out of 10.
And we'll be sampling actually those 10 matches. And I'll tell you, we have a number of big matches, Hassan, you'll agree. And when you think about the big games, Barcelona will be playing against Atletico Madrid, or should we say Atletico Madrid against FC Barcelona. But also, Hassan, we have a spicy one in the FA Cup this time out. Manchester United hawatakuwa na wakati rahisi sana pale watakuwa na kungutana na mibabe wao Liverpool.
Itakuwa ngumu manake I'm looking at the slips. You know, there's a time that will be so difficult. I know I got 9, but I know there's a time I might even get, what, 6, 5? Why? Because there's a time one of the teams that has already maybe won the league will be playing against...
Tutajaza Hassan, tutajaza. It's a team effort, tutajaza. Ukikosa nimepata. So yule jamaa anaekelea tutakuwa tumejaza.
Au sio? Kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. Robinson Okenye, mambo vipi huko? Kuna kijibaridi ama vipi? Maana hapa tuko 4. Wewe uko hapo umejikunyata tu kwa hiyo studio nyingine. Mambo vipi?
Well, at least I'm not afraid of giving my predictions if you are saying that you'll only get 6 out of 10. But let's quickly go to the head-to-head between Manchester United and Liverpool in the FA Cup. Now, these teams will be locking horns this weekend on Sunday. Manchester United at Old Trafford taking on Liverpool. Now, in the English Premier League, their record between United in the last 3 or 4 years against Liverpool hasn't been good. So let's take a look at the head-to-head between these two teams when you talk about the FA form guide for Manchester United coming into this game. The last game for Manchester United was 2-0 win against Everton. Before that, they lost to Manchester City 3-1. Nottingham Forest, Manchester United got a 1-0 win against Forest, and then it was the United lost 2-1 to Fulham, and they got a 2-1 win against Luton Town. So for Liverpool, their last game, it was a 6-1 win against Sparta Prague. That is in Europa League. A 1-1 draw against Manchester City. 5-1 win against Sparta Prague. Nottingham Forest lost to Liverpool. 1-0 was the final score. And Liverpool got a 3-0 win against Southampton. Now, aside from that, there have been a number of games between these two wins. Now, these are the previous meetings in the FA Cup. Now, this is not in the league. This is in the FA Cup. So, Manchester United has 10 wins. And, of course, Liverpool has 4 wins. This is in the FA, and then 4 draws, but they've met 18 times in the FA Cup. So that is the head-to-head between Manchester United and Liverpool in the FA Cup. The local horns against this weekend, and we'll be waiting to see what happens. I don't know. Moses Wahisi, what are you expecting from Erik ten Hag this weekend?
Let me tell you in black and white, Erik ten Hag is speaking, and for him, he believes that his side will try as much as